Hello and welcome back to my craft room. I've got a little crafty haul to show you today. I don't often do like a haul video, but I just thought this is such a bargain. It's worth sharing with you guys. So, whoops, it's so huge I can't fit it on the it's so huge I can't fit it on the desk. Right, so I was looking for some fabric scraps to use for slow stitching projects and things, and I just searched on Google for fabric scraps, fabric remnants. I think I might have put upholstery fabric scraps, and Contrado came up. Now Contrado are a company I've used before to buy a present for a friend. They specialise in getting your own designs printed onto fabric, and you can have as little as a metre of fabric. You don't have to have like a roll of it or something. It's quite pricey, but it's really good quality and a really good service. So, but I didn't know they did this, and you don't have to be buying anything else from them to do this. What they offer is free fabric packs, so they're ends of their rolls that they of fabric that they would print on. Most of them are white or neutral, but you will get the odd bits of colour in there, the odd bits of pattern in there, but mostly white and neutral because they're for printing on. And it can be anything from silk to neoprene to canvas to anything. You do have to pay for delivery, and it's just by express courier. There's no choice. You pay £5.40 for a 2 kilogram pack of fabric. So I thought, no, £5.49 to the UK. I did also, in the course of looking for suppliers, I did also find an American one which called Canvas etc, who do a really similar thing, and perhaps even more variety of fabric actually. So I'll put a link to both of them, to Contrado for people in the UK and Canvas etc for people in the States. Didn't come across any for any other countries, but it might be worth checking wherever you are. I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, enough waffling on. I was so blown away when I got the first pack through that I straight away turned around and ordered another one. They'll only let you order one at a time, but there wasn't a problem with me ordering again the next day. Oh, and I ordered on what day are we now? Saturday. I ordered on, I think, Wednesday evening. Anyway, it came the next lunchtime. I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, let's shut up waffling on and show you what I've got. So now on the top is this unusually coloured piece of fabric. This has just happened on the top, and it must have been I don't know what it was they were doing. There's a message for somebody or other on here. I don't know what this was, but this is a kind of it's definitely obviously a synthetic fabric. It's got a bit of stretch to it, and there's a huge amount of it there. Now, just for doing little I don't know, little dolls, puppets, things like that, you know, there's plenty there I can use without worrying about the, you know, print bit. So that's the first one, but that's unusual. Most of what I got in both packs was plain white or off-white, and a lovely variety of fabrics. What really amazed me was the size of the pieces. So this one is a kind of, it's like a waterproof, I think. It's quite sort of crackly, you can hear it. I think it'd be really good for lining bags and things like that with, and also possibly for parts of, you know, clothing on dolls and that kind of thing. A huge piece of it there. There's no marking on it or anything like that. It's perfectly good fabric. This one's actually got a label on telling you what it is, but most of them don't. So this is plain cotton, organic, natural. It's again a nice big piece. So that's the width. That's the width of it. It's not far off a whole, it's about a metre. It's about a metre, and it's quite wide. And this will be perfect for doing my fabric journals and things with. Lovely quality, really nice, really nice fabric. I'm so impressed with this. This is cotton, I think. Doesn't say anything on there. It's blue, which is unusual. As I say, most of them are white or neutral. It feels like it might be a poly cotton. No, I think it's a cotton. I think it's a lightweight cotton. The kind of thing you might make a shirt with. And again, you can see how much you get. Oh, it's extra wide. It's an extra wide one, so it's double. Hang on. I can't even show you because I just haven't got space. So that is a quarter of the width. And then I've got more than half, about half a metre of it there. So I've got half a metre of an extra wide fabric. Yeah, as I say, kind of thing you might make a lightweight shirt or pyjamas out of, something like that. Or doll's dress, or, you know. This one, it's a synthetic. It's huge. I've got about 2 meters there, and it's quite wide. It's like a I don't know, what do you call this, like a twill. You can see like a diagonal weave through it. I can't remember what this is called. Nice quality, kind of thing I think you would make trousers or a skirt out of, that kind of thing. Definitely not could use it for making dolls though. It's got a slight give to it, but you wouldn't call it stretch. Oh, is there any information on here? It says recycled polyester, width 152 centimeters. Yeah, so it is an extra wide. Nothing else that I can understand on there. Huge piece. And of course I could use a lot of these for printing and painting on myself, or hammering flowers onto and that kind of thing. Right, so this one is a really hang on, let's just get an edge. It's a huge piece again, huge. What does it say here? Super soft. Yes, it does feel very soft. Poly and so polyester and 10% elastane, 150 centimeters again. Can't read what that says. It's quite a lightweight. Yeah, got stretch to it. Sort of thing I guess you'd make. Well, the first thing that occurs to me is like things like underwear. Yeah, because it is quite, you can see it's quite lightweight. It's a very smooth finish to it. It occurs to me that it would be quite interesting to try printing on it. And again, I think would make a good base for dolls and things, because it's got that little bit of stretch. And then this is more of that crackly kind of waterproof feeling stuff. I think the best thing for this is going to be using it to line bags with. Perfect for that. Right, so I think this is my second bag actually that came, because this is on top of the pile. I'm going to dump them all down there in a minute. So this was actually the first bag that came. Different fabrics again. I think if anything this one's probably slightly better. I'm sure it's, you know, potluck, isn't it? So this has got a lot of stretch in it. This one very stretchy, absolutely perfect for making a lot of kinds of dolls. But I guess it would be meant for making kind of sportswear and things like that. It's quite much thicker than that other one that I showed you just now. You can't actually see through it really. Yeah, sort of thing I wouldn't wear at all these days. But perfect for my crafty things. And then this one, I think it's silk. It certainly feels like silk. You can see, yeah, so you're getting the ends of rolls and things, so you're getting this kind of thing. But look, oh, hang on, what's on here? No, that's just sort of printing information. Yeah, there's no clue on here as to what it is, but it feels like silk to me. Yeah, and you've got like a join there. Huge. There's plenty there. I could make a couple of silk scarves with it, or more than a couple actually. You could certainly make underwear with it if you had a mind, and it'd be lovely for incorporating into slow stitching, or dolls' clothes, or yeah, it feels absolutely beautiful, and there's loads of it. I'm going to have to refold all this in a minute. And then, so bearing in mind, this second pile that I'm showing you is also only $5.49. You literally just pay for the carriage. So this is Contrado in the UK. the Canvas Etc. one in the States, I think it was similar or even less, that you just had to pay the carriage. Fantastic. And I think it's lovely that what they say is that it's part of their effort to encourage reuse and recycling, and they know that people will use them for their hobbies and craft projects and things. And you know, what would they do with them otherwise? I suppose they pile up in their factory. As long as we pay for the carriage, they're not really losing anything, and it's not just going into landfill. Or I just think it's lovely. So this feels like a cotton. It's stretchy. It's got real stretch to it, kind of thing my friend Trina uses a lot when she's dressmaking, but obviously with prints. It feels like cotton, but obviously it's got some elastane or something in it to give it the stretch. But yeah, that feels lovely. I don't really like wearing synthetic fabrics, but I'd be fine with this next to my skin because it feels more it has a cotton feel. Yeah. And again, just it's huge. It's a huge piece. That's definitely a contender for dolls. Definitely. More of that blue. That's the same kind of blue, almost shirt kind of fabric, I think. And again, just a huge, bit bigger piece this time actually. So it was 150 wide, was it, something like that? And I've got almost a metre there. That's probably one of the smallest pieces. I don't think any of the pieces were less than half a metre. And I kind of thought there'd be really little scraps and they'd all come screwed up in a bag. I was not expecting this pile of folded big pieces of fabric. I really wasn't. And this one's interesting. Now, no, it's not neoprene, because they said the neoprene was black, but it's got that I think it's maybe meant for upholstery, this. It's got like a moleskin fit. It feels absolutely beautiful. And actually, if I could find a way to apply colour to it but still retain that lovely soft feel, it would be really nice for making little kind of plushy toys and things. Really lovely. I just love the feel of it. Yeah. The piece has been, it's a bit of a funny shape cut into it. Most of the pieces are just quite straight pieces, but this has obviously had bits cut out. But still plenty of big usable fabric there. And this, I think, is one of my favourites. This must be upholstery weight, I think. It's got maybe, it's got a small amount of stretch that way. On camera it just looks like it's kind of toweling or something, but it's much firmer than that. It's like you could definitely upholster a stool with it or something like that. So I'm not sure what it's called. Again, a really nice big piece of it. So that's folded in half. So that's almost a metre there, and again it's like 150 wide, I would say. I do sell fabric at work, so I've got better recently at judging how big a piece of fabric is. And then this one's a bit bigger. Again, it feels like, it's got that moleskin feel. And then a sort of synthetic back to it. Quite solid. It doesn't really stretch much either, so I suppose that's probably really useful for lots of things. So I can imagine making little creatures out of this, or upholstering. It almost feels like a very short pearl velvet. That's how it feels. So that's it. That's the last piece. So if I hang on, just to give you some idea. And that doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't do it justice. But just to give you some idea of the amount and the different types of fabrics. So what have I paid in the end? Just under £12. It's just an absolute bargain. If you've got a use for this kind of thing, thoroughly recommended. I will put a link to Contrado. Hang on. I'll put a link to Contrado and Canvas Etc. in the description box if you want to check them out yourself. But it doesn't seem to be a catch. I recommended them to my friend Johnny on here, just Johnny Creations, I think he ordered some as well, so I'll be interested. Johnny, how was yours? If you're watching this, did you? He might do an unbagging on his channel as well. So so it'd be interesting to see what he gets in his bag. But yeah, so far 2 bags. I haven't found a snag. This is brilliant. Thanks, Contrado, and well done for supporting repurposing of fabric that would otherwise be wasted. Yeah, I think that's really commendable. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that or found it useful. If you order any of these from either of those companies, let me know how they were, because I'd be interested to know. Thanks for watching. If I haven't said that already, I bet I have. I will see you again really soon. Bye.